So that definitely leads us to our next question, right? So if I've made a mistake, like yelling during an argument or having a drink too many one night, driving after having one drink, how can I answer that question honestly without damaging my credibility or custody chances?
Well, and a lot of times custody and money are the biggest issues. So they're going to try to ask questions that are going to make you seem like a bad person, a bad mother, a bad parent, a bad wife, a bad spouse, all of these things. What they're doing is trying to crack your credibility, but they're also paying attention to how you respond. And so if you start to be argumentative, or if you start to kind of evade the questions, or have really short, snappy answers, they're looking to that because they know that you might do that on the stand at trial. So deposition is your first time to testify, and you really have to be consistent and tell the truth in this process. So if you made mistakes in life that are going to be kind of brought to the forefront, you have to admit to them and maybe spin them. So it's kind of a little bit like sales. It's like, or an interview when people ask you, like, what's your worst trait? Like those types of things, you're really presenting your worst trait, but you're also kind of spinning it. And you don't want to just spin it to push it back on the other side. Like, is it true that there was infidelity in the marriage on both parts, or on your part? And you could describe that, but you could also very clearly describe that there was infidelity on his part. So it's more so getting into the mindset of being really calm, clear, listening to the questions, answering the questions, and being truthful. So if those situations happened, you either need to stop having them happen, or, like I only have one drink if I'm going to drive with the kids, or I only, hit them one time, or we only had like you can't just evade it, and you can't be snarky in the response to it.